It's Jessica and Dunkel. Dunkel is my 3-year-old long-haired German Shepherd boy. He's a complete and total beauty. I got him when he was 7 weeks old, and I started training him immediately. I have spent a lot of time with many different trainers that use a variety of methods to train the dogs that they work with. I've kind of taken what works from each and put them together into my own training style. Dunkel and I, even at 3 years old, are still training. Anytime we have some free time together, we definitely spend that going back over his commands, and we just have a good time together. He's a very well-rounded dog, and so he can go anywhere with me. He's just got really great manners and is good with both people and with other dogs. So I am so blessed. I love this dog so much. I'm hoping he listens for me this morning because it's a little early for him and he's a bit tired, but grab some coffee and come hang out with us. Hi everyone. Okay, so to begin, let's just go over like what we're gonna learn today and also what you're gonna need if you're gonna try and attempt to like follow along, or maybe you watch it a few times and then you give it a shot at your house. First and foremost is treats. So I have a variety of treats in here. With that being said, if this is a new puppy, what I would recommend is using the puppy's kibble as the treat. That's gonna help you build food drive for your new puppy, which is going to be extremely important in your training. If, however, you are working with an older dog, or maybe it is still a young dog, but just he or she is not food motivated, that is okay. Some dogs just really are not food motivated. He is not one. If that is the case, then they probably have a favorite toy. If they have a favorite toy, grab that favorite toy, and that is going to be what you use to train your pup with. There has to be something that your dog gets more motivated to work for. That is really going to be what helps us throughout this process of training them on these different commands. The last thing that you're gonna need is a clicker. So I do use clicker training. I think it's the most quickest and the most effective way to help a dog understand what you're asking of them. So I do use clicker training. Basically all that clicker training is I'm going to use the treats to lure. It's called luring. I'm gonna lure them into the pose that I'm asking of them, the command that I'm asking of them, and then once it happens, as soon as it happens, I'm gonna click this and it's gonna make a sound and I'm gonna treat. The treat, of course, once more, can either be food, kibble, or treats, or their favorite toy. So I hope you enjoy this. Here we go. All right, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your treat, and first, the sit command, what you're gonna do is hold it at their nose and slowly move it up and towards their head. As soon as the butt hits the ground, you would wanna click and then give the treat. Okay, free. Good boy. Sit. Good. So one other thing, if this is a puppy, you're gonna have to be really quick with this clicker. So I was a little delayed in clicking and treating for Dunkel because he knows what I'm asking of him, and so really that delay there is letting him know that sit does not mean butt touches the floor and comes right back up. To him, sit means sit until I release him. However, with a puppy, you're going to need to build up to that. So that period of time where they're actually sitting and their butt doesn't just hit the floor and come right back up, that's the stay. That's learning stay. So that's gonna be the next thing that we learn during these videos, is how to build up the amount of time that they stay in the command that you give them. That's the next step. But in the beginning, as soon as that butt hits the floor, click, treat. Ask for it again. sit, butt hits the floor, click, treat. Over and over again until you really feel that they're starting to catch on. And then you can start telling them to sit, waiting a second, and if they stay, click, treat. We're building. Okay, so for this next part of the video, we're gonna start to work on stay. What that means is I'm gonna give him a command, and I'm going to slowly start to expect him to stay in that position for longer periods of time. Of course, like I said, Dunkel has been training on this since he was 7 weeks old. This might end up being very frustrating with a new puppy. Puppies tend to be very kind of all over the place, and any little thing can catch their attention and make them want to come out of the position. So like I said, don't get frustrated, have some fun. We used to have a blast training. There were definitely days where my attitude and I guess my want for him to just get it immediately definitely gave us some bad days during our training. So just, if that's the day that you're having, just stop and come back to it another time. All right, so for this one, I'm just going to allow him to get up out of his pose right now. Okay, great. Very excited like. We'll fix the rug. All right, Dunkel, come here. Dunkel, come. Good boy. Sit. Good. Good. Okay, so what I just did there was I asked for a sit. After he gave it to me, I waited maybe a second or two, then I clicked, then I gave him a treat. You're gonna have to build up to that. If it's a new puppy, you're gonna have to just like, as soon as his butt hits the floor, give it like just a brief moment, and if it stays there and it doesn't pop right back up, click, treat. Do that a couple times. Then make it a little bit longer of a wait in between. Click, treat. You will eventually build up to it. It's about repetition. Okay, so now say that you've been working on this for a while with your pup. Hi, Colin. Say you've been working on this a while with your pup and you're ready to really put the stay command to the test. One of my favorite things to do with Dunkel was to find an enclosed baseball field that allowed dogs on it, and I would let him off leash. I would go put him at one side of the fence in a down stay, or like laying down and telling him to stay. And then what I would do is, once I asked for the stay, I would go kind of work my way back across the field in like increments. So I would start, maybe a foot away from him, click and treat. Then maybe 5 feet away, click and treat, 10 feet. And I built up to where I could literally put him on one side of the baseball field, go all the way to the other side of the baseball field, and he would not move. And I could then, come all the way back to him before I clicked and gave him a treat. Then you start to add in distractions after that, other dogs, toys, what have you. That is how you're going to really proof your commands. But that's probably a little ways down the line if you're just now starting out. So take it one step at a time. But we're going to show you what a little bit longer down stay or sit and stay can look like. So Dunkel, okay, free. Good boy. Come. Sit. Good. Down. Good. Stay. So what I was doing there, I was getting up, walking around, turning my side, my back to him, running up at him like I was gonna play and then backing off, walking past him and ignoring him. I was doing things that are very distracting to a dog, and most dogs are going to want to come up out of the position when you're doing those things. So He clearly has a great downstay. Your dog can too. It's about consistency, repetition. You just need a clicker and some treats and a really cute puppy dog, and you can do it too. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this, and Dunkel is gonna come say bye too. Say bye.